If you've done business at Town Bank or walked from the High Street Ferry Landing to one of Olde Towne Portsmouth museums or restaurants, you've probably seen the statue of Colonel William Crawford.
Yeah, it's right there on the corner there by Town Bank. Colonel Crawford founded the small city in 1752, and today he still stands proudly gazing out across the Elizabeth River. You can also catch him buying coffee at Starboards and chatting up the neighbors in Swimming Point. How can that be? You'll see in this week's postcard from Hampton Roads. One of the things that draws people to visit Olde Towne Portsmouth is the architecture. Like this home, built in the 1700s, it actually once belonged to Colonel William Crawford, the founder of this beautiful riverside town. And you just happen to be out and about today? Sort of. I want to introduce you to Eric Price. For more than a decade, you have become the Colonel and delighted both residents and visitors to Olde Towne. So I say good day.
And good day to you as well, my dear.
What do you think it is about this area that draws people, the charm that people love about Olde Towne Portsmouth?
Well, you know, you were just talking about the architecture. Actually, Portsmouth has some of the most varied architecture that you will find on the eastern seaboard. The history that we have here is one of the incredible assets that we have. Portsmouth was the terminus town for the colony of Virginia. Now, terminus, that sounds a bit ill, that, but actually what it meant was that every highway into the entire colony eventually terminated right here in Portsmouth. That was because of the shipping and the shipyard. We, of course, are home to the oldest and largest shipyard in America.
All roads led to Portsmouth.
All roads led to Portsmouth. Once we had the invention of the railroad, you know, well, around the Civil War era and such. Again, all railroads would come here. This is where rail met sail.
Wow.
And right at the end of High Street, which, by the way, is the widest avenue in all of colonial America, we have the Seaboard Railroad Station, one of the stops on the Underground Railroad, which there are several in Olde Towne.
I have to say, you look great for almost 300. How does it make you feel to see people still enjoying this little town that you founded so long ago?
I absolutely love it. And quite honestly, just as the man, well, the actor who portrays the Colonel here, we have some of the most wonderful history, like I say, of the entire area. You can take your kids from the 1600s when Colonel Crawford's grandparents moved here. That would be Captain William Crawford and his wife Margaret. Their children, William, George, both died of yellow fever. And so the Colonel, actually all I had to do to inherit everything that was here was stay alive, which I did. And I still love extolling the history that we have in our area.
What do you think of your likeness in front of Town Bank? How'd they do?
Well, I think they did quite well. Actually, a lovely lady, Sue Landerman, one of our local artists here in Portsmouth, was commissioned by Town Bank to construct that. I had the pleasant duty, I suppose, of posing for the lovely ladies. So you'll notice this bag on there as well. She did fairly well. The features are not necessarily mine, went back to history, pictures, paintings, portraits of English and Scottish folk, as William Crawford was a blend of Scot and English at the time.
All right, so right there at the High Street Landing, you can see the statue of Colonel William Crawford, but if you stroll the streets of Olde Towne Portsmouth long enough, you're likely to run right into him. And when you do, tell him the Hampton Roadshow sent you.
And give me a shout out.
Good day.
He's been doing that for 12 years, you know, and I mean, he just becomes the Colonel, you know. Yeah.
Crawford Parkway, Crawford Parkways.
Yeah, and you know, the home where the Crawford family lives still there in Swimming Point, and you know, I mean, he started, when he started giving the walking tours, he was worried about whether he would be able to fill, you know, an hour's worth of information. Now he says he barely gets it all in 3 hours. Because I mean, when you're talking about a place as historic as Olde Towne Portsmouth, every, you know, house was something. Every house has a story, and that man knows them all. So we appreciate his time.
Great.